or how it comes to you. You have this right here, and then you have this part right here. And this, if you rearrange it like you're playing Wheel of Fortune or something, it would be but. So there's two choices when you have a doubt. You can use the word do, or you can use the word but you can't use them both. When you have doubt, there's only two choices. Do or but. Let me say another word for but. Somebody I think said it. What is it?
Instead.
It's instead, right? It's an instead. Right?
I said the wrong word.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Here's the thing what happens. When you say the word but, what you're really basically about to do is make an excuse. You're making an excuse for why you can't do it. And one of the things that I've realized is doubt shrinks when we move towards it. And the only way you move towards it is by actually just doing something. The perfect leader. 10 out of 10. So remember, right? So I want y'all to remember this. This is super huge, right? Like for me, for example, I would be sitting down and saying to myself, man, I doubt that this person is going to say yes. So what I do, I start building barriers. You know what? The reason why they're not going to say yes is because they don't like black people. They don't like Caribbean people. Maybe I'm not tall enough. Maybe I'm not skinny enough. Before you know it, you start saying so many bad things about yourself, you're like, yo, why would anybody want me? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yo, I don't want me. Right? So I want you to be careful of that. Don't go and build a case of buts. Build a cases of dudes. So anything you're doubting, I want you to use this thing that Mel Robbins, who wrote the book called The 5-Second Rule, uses. She says that whenever you're facing a situation of doubt, just go ahead and count to 5 and immediately do it. Don't think about it. Go 1, so like for me, oh shucks, I want to go and call a college and I want to ask them, can I come and see that their school? But I'm full of doubt because, and listen to the word I just used, but I don't think they're going to go ahead and say yes. So then I start building the case of why they will say no. And then what I do is I do this 5-second rule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, call. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, email. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ask a question. You go ahead and do that, automatically you start doing, and now all of a sudden you start learning. You see, this is the thing. When you use the word buts, there's no lessons. All you're doing is sitting down on your butt. In order to do, you got to get up and do something, right? So what happens is when I do something, even if it doesn't work, for those who have fear of failure, even though it does not work, you can go ahead and start transitioning and become better from the information from the failure. Yes?
I was going to say, when you were asking about what you can do, I was going to say, take initiative and also taking risks. Because sometimes, you're at that point that if you take that risk, that can be that stone that you need to
100%.
do. Yeah.
Right, so she mentioned that, take initiative. Go and do something. Take risks, which I love that. That's very good. Yes?
I was going to say that, right? Just do it.
Yep.
Because I had experience of this one-on-one, but I used to think that if I went ahead and, maybe call the person to, try and get something, if I got a negative response, just because it's my fault or something I do or something, and then I had to tell myself that it was not about me.
Yep.
They didn't want that, so she could have
Yeah.
so I guess not thinking that you're the reason why something that happened is a good thing. It's not about
Yeah.
it's not what you wanted.
And sometimes it is that. Sometimes it is us. Sometimes maybe I didn't do it right. And that's a tough pill to swallow. But here's the thing. When I'm sick, I swallow the tough pill because I want to get better. So don't deny the tough pill. Sometimes take it. But then there's other times, and I want y'all to understand, but don't take it personally. We're trying to grow. It's nothing personal. You told me I can't get the job, okay, there's another job. It's just this one, like you said, is not the right one for me. So what I want to do is I want you to take 5 minutes And I want you to write down 3 things that you would like to improve upon in the next 60 days. So for those of you who had the New Year's resolutions and it hasn't worked out already, this is a great time to go and work on, not resolutions, but goals.
So like short-term goals that you could able to
Yes, so it could be short-term, something that you're willing to work towards. Now let me give you some advice. Do not write something down that you don't care about. Last year, I wrote down 10 goals that I wanted to accomplish. I accomplished none of them, just to be honest.
at least you're honest.
Yes, I am honest. It doesn't feel good when I had to be honest with myself about it. But the reality is this, I started to look back at all of them, and out of the 10, only one of them I really cared about. Like after not accomplishing all the other 9, there was only really one that I was like, ah, that's the one that really stinks. Do not write something on the paper that you do not care about. Because if you don't care, I want you to know like goals take work. And if you're not willing, if you don't care about it, you ain't gonna work. So make sure you write something down. Even if you don't have 3 things. Maybe like your GL, you know what? Knowing me, I might need to just write one. I need to give all the love and attention to one goal. If that's you, go ahead and do that.
I think one of the last guys would do
I'm gonna have you share when we're in the time zone. When you're done, just look up at me. We might not need the whole 5 minutes. Some of y'all like, I don't know if you were reading my diary last night, Gio, but I was writing these 3 things yesterday. There she goes.
Last night.
Two and a half more minutes. Now let's take 1 more minute. All right. Who's brave enough to want to share one of the things that they wrote down? In the back, yes. Time management. Who else got that? Who else got a problem with time is not normally on your side? Right? I see some hands that I had that problem big time. Huge. I'm like, what I do to you? You always keep going so fast. Why you keep running out? Why you can't find a 25th hour? Right? So time management. Thank you. That's good. Who else got a goal? Yes.
Keep building my self-esteem.
Keep building my self-esteem. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. Yes, sir.
Patience.
Right here in the glass.
Giving better speeches.
Say that again.
Giving better speeches.
Giving better speeches. Very important. Especially as a leader, right? Communication is very important. And there's some communication that's not verbal. Let me go right here, and then we come right here. Go ahead. What was it?
Patience.
Patience. Who could use a little bit more patience?
Ha ha.
I've been married for 4 years, and I'm looking for the story. That's
Oh,
all.
wait for the 7. Wait for 7. After 7, you're good.
After 7, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna take your word for it. If I got a 7, I ain't got it. I'm coming for you. Who else? Yes. Networking more. Are you like something like that? Something like this one too?
I mean, it is, but just like, because I'm an event planner, so I'm starting to just like go out there more and just communicate with them.
Super smart. Very important. Yes.
manage my weight and health much better.
Manage your health and weight much better, which is definitely one of my goals. And that's my word of the year is health. And physical is at the top of the list. Right? So that's good.
It is January.
Huh?
It is January.
Listen, stop reading my diary. Yes, each January that is my goal. Is that good? Whatever class you take YouTube. I don't know what I'm doing.
YouTube video on there, like.
Listen,
Pinterest.
you right. What you said? And what?
Pinterest. I've been on Pinterest.
Oh, you've been on Pinterest all the time? I used to be on there. Like, listen, I did a honey chicken from Pinterest. I ain't gonna tell you how good it was because then you want to come over and it's not gonna work. But, right, so honey chicken, Pinterest is very good. Who else? Yes. Procrastinating. Wow, that's a good one. Anybody got that one?
That's what she wants to do.
No, that's something she wants to overcome.
Oh.
Yeah, no. You're right. Let's take time out. What was the thing that helped you overcome?
Major procrastination.
What helped you get over it?
Well, when, I don't know if you have children, but once I became a mom and he can't teach my daughter certain things if I don't do it. And then when I procrastinate, like remember earlier when he was talking about, oh, he waits till the night before, I like to get A's. So when I don't see those, I get upset with myself. So now I prepare ahead of time so that I can get with my life.
It's important.
And when you're ahead of time, it's like, you know, you gotta get up here on mind, and when you're not on time, you just rush.
And for school, I'm good with that. Just like for my personal life, it's really more productive. I'm more focused in school. That's where my goal is. Going to play with my personal life.
So you just told me a clue. You see, what you just told me is in school you got goals. What are your personal goals?
My personal life.
Yeah.
It's like a social life.
Okay. So I think if you, so goals are super cool because they're almost like roads. And you drive on roads, right? So you want to go and have goals. When you don't have goals, you don't know where you go. Right? You go for a joyride to nowhere. That's what a joyride is, right? No destination. You go to the airport, the first question they ask you, where are you going? Now, if you don't know the answer to that, you have a big problem. As a matter of fact, if you have a leader who don't know where y'all going, that's a very bad thing, right? Anybody have like a leader who just like don't know, like, hey, what we doing today? How much fun is it to be to follow the person who goes, where we going today, boss? No, where you want to go, right? So the person who has the goal, right, the destination is going to really help them. Let me get one more. Who else with this? Meditate. That's good.
To volunteer more hours than last year.
To volunteer more hours than last year, right? So all of these things, what I want you to do is this. This is the next step. Y'all want to go and really, do y'all really want to accomplish these goals, or this is just like a game y'all are playing? No. She looked at me like no, I'm about this life. Like, I'm really trying to do this, right? So here's the thing I want you to understand. Whatever the goal is, the way to make sure that you're going to have it happen for you is you have to do one thing a day towards it.
Yeah.
Just one. Don't go and write that long list. Like for me, I want to lose 20 pounds. I wrote 20 things. Drink water every day.
Yes.
Eat vegetables.
Yes.
Brown rice.
Yes.
Don't fry nothing. Go work out. Do this stuff. Before I know it, you know where I end up? Right back on the sofa eating the same stuff. It's exhausting. But all of a sudden, guess what? I lost about like 20 pounds over the summer, and guess what I did?
You gained it back because I did the same thing.
First and foremost, I don't like what you just said, 'cause I didn't gain it. She was like, well, I saw you lost the weight. And she like, no, you gained it back.
I gained it back. That's the
I'm like what? Jackie,
Well, I know you.
I'm like, oh, snap. Does it look?
Retract that statement. I'm sorry. That's what I go back to. I gave it back. Sorry about it.
So here's the thing, right? What I did to lose the 20 pounds, all I said was, no more drinks with sugar. That's it. I didn't go ahead and say, you know what, no more pizza. No more fried food. No. For the rest of the year, I started this goal in July. I said the rest of the year, one thing. No sugar and no drinks. You know why? Because I could drink the whole carton of Simply Lemonade in one sitting.
Yes.
And before you know it, that's your struggle too? Like that's
No, because then I can buy a 6 and you can drink them all in one session.
Listen.
And I don't understand it.
I don't want y'all, a lot of times when people come in, self-control, I ain't got it. So here's the thing that's interesting. When someone is setting a up here sometimes, they make it seem like, oh, it's super easy, I don't have any problems. I'll be honest, listen, I got problems too. Like, I'm the guy who went, I had friends over, I knew I needed to buy them drinks. So I bought, it was 2-for-1 specials. So I bought 4 Simply Lemonades, but because I bought 4, I got 4. And here's what I did. I put 4 immediately in the fridge so no one could see it. And then I drank some of the 4 that was out. And then I finished the other 4 by the end of the next day. Stop judging me. I drank like 5,000 calories and I didn't feel it.
I think that's a man thing. No, I'm serious. Like,
I promise you I drank it out of a cup, not the carton. But the reality is that you don't feel it. So the way to make sure that we accomplish our goal is to make sure we find one action that we can do that is easy to repeat over and over again. The reason why I say it's one thing is because if you don't do it tomorrow, you already know you're off course. It's hard to not know, to lose track of something when I got 12 things to track. But the water stuff was super easy. I would order food from Grubhub, and my wife would say, you better not order that soda. You remember use what you said. You said, no sugar water, no sugar. Where's the, order the water bottle. And she told me, I don't like ordering water bottle. Yeah. That's going to definitely be filter, like we're not buying water. Right? So that was just one thing, and that one thing changed everything. Set that habit. That's the one thing that's missing. So whatever you wrote down, whether it's procrastination, whether it's time management. Maybe time management, the way you solve that goal is just saying, you know what, I'm just gonna have one perfect day. That's 7 days in a week. Just manage the time for one day. Like, you know what, today, Saturday's the light day.
Manage the time, people calling you, like, not on the phone, and can't go, they call you again.
Let me tell you what I do when I have that problem. Let me show you what I do when I have that problem. When I have a problem with people calling me, that's what I say the majority of the day. And this is where the phone comes in. What I just showed you is a cheap way to have a retreat. That's all I do. Move the phone away. If they have a house phone and you said I don't have a cell phone, put the phone off the hook for a little bit. Right? You just have to do something. You just have to do something because the reason they keep calling is because you don't respect your time, not them.
True.
That's true.
You don't respect your time. I'm guilty of it. I'm an entrepreneur. This one my person keep calling me. At 11 o'clock, Gio, you want to get breakfast? Can I call you at your 9 to 5 and go get breakfast at 11? But guess what happens? You know why they keep calling? So I keep saying yes. Gio, you want to go to breakfast at 11? Sure, man. You know I wasn't doing anything.
Free food.
Nah, I paid for it. So like, it was I could justify that. Yes.
About that situation, when I see the story, I would do my opinion that sometimes just tell the person, like, because I had that problem with my mother. Like, when I first started school, she didn't get it, that then sometimes with her class.
Yeah.
Mommy, please, the phone rings, I forget to take this. She didn't understand.
Yeah.
Until I told her enough, like, please don't call me. And she understood, like sometimes there's loved ones that they just don't understand. You can't just not put the phone.
Right.
Your mom, like, you're not gonna ask. So.
Yeah, I can't hit it go.
Right, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's a family member that just keeps on calling.
No, that's it. So it's just being honest, right? Just letting them know. They don't know what you don't tell them. So when you're like, I'm busy doing something, they didn't know that. Because if you are busy, that's what busy people do. They don't pick up. They don't pick up. So that's one of the quickest ways to go ahead and fix that. But that personal improvement plan, this is why I said that this is step 1, right? When you better yourself, you can help better others, which is the next step that we want to focus on. Step number 2 in terms of becoming a better leader, you want to better others. So if you're a person who's like, hey, I'm about that life, I'm working out, don't do it by yourself. I'll tell you this. When I was in high school, I played on a high school football team, and I was named the captain. A lot of leaders, their captains, is basically a title. A lot of people think that a title makes you a leader. Oh, assistant manager. Hey, I'm a leader now. But sometimes the best leaders have no titles.
Oh.
Sometimes the best leaders don't have, guys, I will go to the same McDonald's over and over again, not because of the manager, but because of the person who, when I speak on the intercom, says, "Welcome to McDonald's." She says it so cheerfully. I'm like, I just want to meet someone daily that looks happy. So I go to the same person versus the other McDonald's that goes and says, "McDonald's, got to get order. What you want?" Yeah, I come back there. If that's the way you receiving me, I don't even want to know. Forget the burgers not being real. I don't know what else y'all got in there. Right? Yeah, the fries is right. The lettuce ain't real. All right. So the reality is that when you go ahead and realize that spirit, that vibe, right, it changes things. So I want you to get that same energy too. Like, don't do things by yourself. So what I was saying about the whole thing in high school, right? When I was in high school, by captain title, I was good, right? That means that people would follow you just because you had the title. That is the lowest form of leadership. If you only are a leader because of what's after your name, like I'm manager, I'm CEO, the people will follow you up to a point and then they'll leave. People stay because of how you make them feel. That's the key. When they feel special, they do special things. So if you're ever in a position, hello, how are you? If you're a person who's in a position to be a boss, a leader, or something like that, what I would encourage you to do is make people do this. Make them feel valued. One of the number one reasons why people quit jobs is not just because the salary was low. It was because I didn't feel important. Oh, you could do this without me? All right, I'll leave. Yeah, when you're expendable, right? Like you don't feel like you bring anything to the table. They only tell you to do stuff that doesn't matter, like things of that nature. So if you're a person who's a position of leader, or you want to be a leader, make other people feel special. Bad leaders make it about themselves. Great leaders make it about others. Anybody ever experienced a boss like that? You tell me that experience. One more time. Say something to somebody else. What did they make you feel about it?
Well, like where, like for my qualifications, just really out there, and then sometimes you just take me out a little bit and all that, and then I can see it. I'm like, okay, it seems like you don't need me here. Why do I? It's not just about money; it's your treatment towards me. So I'm not gonna take that from you. First of all, I respect myself, and for that, I'm not gonna let you treat me like that. I won't.
Yeah, it's like peace. And it's so funny you said that because I never forget that when I was a personal trainer, believe it or not, this is true. I was a personal trainer at one point. When I worked, there was something similar to your situation. Managers switch. New manager comes in, she doesn't care about giving me any hours, doesn't give me any attention, doesn't remember my name, anything, right? So what I did, the person literally started working at the company for 3 days. The third day, I said, excuse me, I need a meeting. You had a meeting? I said, I'm giving you a notice that I am leaving the company. She's like, when are you leaving? I said, 2 days. Yeah, I'm going. I like today. She's like, you know you gotta give 2 weeks notice? What's the penalty? I ain't signed no paper that said I'll leave now. I gotta give you the money. No, today. I don't need to see the whole. Listen, when the movie is bad in the beginning and the middle, I don't need to see the end. I'm like, I'm out.
That's it.
I'm not the plane is crashing and I'm gonna wait till the end. No. Yes. Give me my thing. I'm gonna jump out and I'm gonna put the parachute down. I'm not like, you know what? Maybe it'll fix itself. No. I ain't doing it. Right? I'm leaving my life jacket. So the reality is, I already walked away and said, listen, I'm gone. I need to leave right now. The reason why I left had nothing to do with how much I was making.
No.
The reason I left was because of how much I felt about me in the situation. And because I love me, which is why I say that, well, this is why we start with the personal improvement plan. Because when you feel good about yourself, you won't leave for just any reason. I already love me. So now that I see that you ain't showing me no love, I'm out. I'm out. So the same thing for you guys. When you're in a position of leadership, I want you to start showing people love. don't take all the credit. Y'all know those people who take all the credit. Like you said earlier, somebody, they gave the workers gifts, and the boss took the gifts home. What the hell is this? Right? So you want to make sure that you're always giving. Always giving. Always giving. Always giving. I remember I was a leader over in my church group. There was 200 volunteers. I never once took credit for anything that happened. I said, you know what, Gio, that was so good what the marketing team did. Yeah, you know, Melanie, she came up with that idea. Oh, Gio, you know what, that picture he took? Yeah, you know, Gene Mark was the one who took that picture. Every time someone gives you praise, give the praise right back. Right? Give the praise right back out. When you do that, people start to feel good. And when people feel good, they do good. It got to a point where I would tell them, guys, can you please do something last minute? They would be like, ooh, what do you need? Versus when you know you got that bad boss and they say, I need to stay overtime, you're like, I don't even care, you paying me for it. I ain't staying. And the reason why is because you don't feel valued. Which I don't know where that went. Right? Right? You don't feel valued. Right? So that's the thing I want you to understand. Like, if you feel valued, all of a sudden everything changes. So I want you to go and just take a quick minute. How do you make what is your superpower? What is something that you do that makes other people feel special? If you can't think of something, I want you to think of a person. Who was the last person to make you feel special? Matter of fact, that's a better question. Who was the last person who made you feel special? Think about that for 60 seconds. And I hope you don't come up with something come up. Hold on, I'm coming right to you. I hope the answer is no one made me feel special. I can't remember. Oh. Yeah, that's all right. Who's somebody who made you feel valued? Who's somebody who made you feel important? Who's somebody who, when you spoke, they actually listened? Versus like saying, versus waiting to speak. I can't wait till you shut up so I can just start talking. Right? That's not a question to me. But who's somebody who made you feel special? Alright, let's get started. Who made you feel special?
My church sister.
Your church sister?
I travel and I miss Sunday church on next Sunday.
You miss Sunday.
And she was like, oh my gosh, like the energy in the face.
Yeah.
Without you just dying. So you need to come back. And I'm like, oh.
Did you hear the story? When is the next time you plan on missing Sunday? She's like, I wish Sunday was it. She's like, I'm going to church Friday. Right? Like, so the difference was she made you feel special, right? And all she said, listen to this, not more than 10 words. Hey, the place ain't the same without you. She goes on, Sunday attendance goes up. For her, right? Just from the words, it's super powerful. Who else? What was the last time somebody made you feel special? Yes. Okay.
He makes you feel like he makes you a family member. Always when you consider his family, and then he makes you feel alive, and be happy that he comes to school, or he don't want to learn and want to do harder, so you can make him proud and yourself proud, and he inspires you to do better.
This is right. So makes you feel like a family. How many people at your work felt like family culture? Where everybody liked each other, y'all know y'all hang out, all that stuff. How many of you guys would like that work environment? All the hands is raising their hand, right? Like, I would love that. You'd be like, do I have to come out? Like, can we just stay extra? Right? Versus the other type of working environments where it doesn't feel like family, and you just like, yo, all I care about is hockey hour, because I need me a drink. This is killing me. Right? The idea of like just feeling valued and special. I never forget when I go to a restaurant and they put your name on the table. Oh, just give them the tip before they even do the food. I'm like, wow. I'm talking about the Reese's. I'm like, they knew we were coming. Right? That's different, right? So imagine your professor does that. Imagine, and that's the professor. Imagine if your boss did that. No, think of it another further. What if you did that to somebody else? What if you did that to somebody else? Guys, when I do seminars for people, I literally on the survey, I say, what's your favorite candy? They don't know why I'm asking that question. But when they come in the room and they see Skittles, and they wrote Skittles, I said, that's their seat. They forgot that they told me they like Scoops. They come in the room, how did you know that was my favorite? The questionnaire I sent you last week. But when you take that little extra effort to make them feel welcome, all of a sudden they're just so open. They're willing to have fun and experience and do everything, right, with that type of stuff. Imagine if you guys came here and there was no drinks. How y'all was gonna feel? Half of y'all would have been in the hallway, vending machine. Yo, get me a drink, dude. Like, they give you breakfast, right? They're mindful even here. Like, they're like, you know what? You're gonna have a long day. Let's do Tai Chi in the beginning. I wanted to join you guys, but I just was scared that I was gonna say. Right? I was just sitting here like. You see, I got it, right? I just didn't want to be the person in the back. Because they were like, you didn't do it yet? You in the corner, the leader at the end of the line. Like, I heard it. Right? So the reality is like all that stuff, like when you start to feel welcome, it changes the game. Give me one more. Who is one more? Tell me a person. Yes.
Patience.
Patience.
Yeah. Like our clinic is like the patient, almost like your family, because they are coming for treatment 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So we are so attached. So by any reason, if I'm out from work, then they are looking for me. They where is she? Always.
Do you work in dialysis?
Yes.
Yeah, I used
So
to
for
work.
that reason, even when I'm trying to leave from one clinic to another clinic, they make me stay, talk to the boss, and then give me raise, and then I stay.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
I heard that,
Yes,
right? Shit, I get raised and everything. Like, they
Yes,
like me. And here's the thing that what you said is like that whole idea of like, they miss you, right? They miss you. You start to feel that, and you're like, oh man, wow, like, I just love this environment. I just love how it makes me feel. That's the key thing. None of you guys have mentioned salary yet. Money ain't gonna make you feel more special. Money's gonna make you feel more than, it's just gonna amplify whatever you already feel. So you feel like you suck, money just make you feel more like, you get more money, you're like, I suck at money management now. So all of these things, right? So you wanna make sure that you be careful to know what is it that you really want. Don't just only sit at salary. And if you're a leader, which I hope all of you will be, because leaders are the ones who set the pace. They're the ones who, so this is what I call leaders. Leaders are not thermometers. Leaders are thermostats. Anybody? And that makes sense. Y'all get it?
Yes.
What do you get? Tell me, what did you get from
The thermostat, the difference between the thermometer and the thermostat.
The thermometer, like when you take the temperature, if your body is hot, it will go just because your body is hot, it will go high. If your body is cold, it will go down. So it's like, oh, okay, I see you, like your mood is whatever, I will go according. That's the thermometer. But the thermostat is the one that
Really?
stays.
So Harry's the thermometer.
Right. The thermostat is the thing that sets the.
So that means that a leader is a thermostat. They can adjust the motivation of his team. They can adjust how hard the thing is gonna work and everything because he knows how to manage people and make them feel right.
Right. Right. So the thermostat is the thing that sets the temperature in the room. And here's the thing. You don't have to be the boss to set the temperature. She said at church, the person, your church sister, the church sister said, when you were missing, the energy was different. She didn't say, when the pastor gave a good sermon, then church felt good. She said, no, you. A person who just attends the church. The same way I talk about in the McDonald's, right? The McDonald's is like, yo, the person who says the thing on the intercom with energy and all this and that, that's the person who set the temperature of that particular McDonald's. So I will go out of my way to that McDonald's. That's why I love Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A because all of them have the same attitude. I don't know where they trained them, how they did it. And one thing that's super cool about Chick-fil-A, and I want you to remember this, this is a super tip, this was not what I was going to share with you guys. The cool thing about Chick-fil-A that is different than everywhere else is what does Chick-fil-A do after you place your order? Or during your order?
Well, I've been there. You wait in a line, they come out with a tablet, but they're mostly, you know.
There's one thing that we're missing that they do that changes, that's different than any other fast food chain. They do talk, this is true. They do smile. Come on, this is it.
I don't know, 'cause I don't know.
Yep, y'all need to go to Chick-fil-A, go to the city, get some Chick-fil-A. Tell me, listen, this is what they do. 36 and 6. Oh, you know it. You know it, right? Here's the only thing that they do that's very interesting. They ask for my name.
Starbucks.
Yeah, and that's why people pay $5 for the same coffee they could have got for one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Even when they misspell your name on the cup.
every day, yeah.
And she's like, every time they misspell my name. I've been going there for years, right? But because they write your name, you start feeling special. God, I had coffee yesterday for the second time in my life. Cold brew, disgusting. That's why I got so much energy. I drank it at 11 o'clock last night. I am still wired. Like, it's crazy.
Do you sleep?
Say that again?
Do you sleep?
I slept 2 hours. But I'm good. I'm good. I am good. Cold brew coffee. Right? But the thing is, they go in there and say, hey, Gio, here, your coffee's ready. You forget that I told you my name, all these other extra stuff, because they remember your name. You want to make somebody feel connected to you immediately? Remember your names. Remember their names.
Yep.
Which I suck at. That's the hardest thing for me. That's something I want to do better. Anybody got tips?
Yeah, I got one.
Keep asking.
There's a guy named Kiwi.
Jim
Jim
Quick.
the one
Yep, I know him.
joined
I actually know him.
with Smith. They have this program and they, because I'm doing it, and they teach you how to remind names, and you can remind everybody's name, like everybody
Wow.
in a room.
Jim
You
Quick.
you just need to listen to one time and that's it. And it's really cool.
All right, I'm going to look up Jim Quick. I actually know the guy, so that's a, yeah, I should have looked that up. What else? Anybody else got a quick tip?
Yeah, when a person tells you their name, you repeat it, then you say, so Carrie, or whatever.
So you repeat it immediately.
Right. In your
Got it.
mind.
Not in a
you
weird
to
way.
them,
Not in a weird
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
and then to them, just, you say, if you are next to them, you say their name again.
No, and yeah.
And he said you can ask for the name of, oh, what the name means. Oh, that means something in another language.